What's going on, family and friends? Welcome back to My Thoughts Uncut. I'm your host, Terrence Manning. Thank you for watching. Also, thank you, 500 subscribers on the road to 1,000. Thank all of you who subscribe. Thank all of you who's been watching. Today, we're going to talk about Congress and trading stocks, how it's a conflict of interest, and it's insider trading. You know what? Let's take a look.
When it comes to buying and selling stocks, it's essentially a gamble on where the market's headed. And some of our elected representatives in Congress appear quite skilled at making these predictions, a few even outperforming Wall Street's most seasoned traders.
ABC's Jay O'Brien introduces us to a new breed of online detectives who are delving into lawmakers' trades in hopes of cashing in themselves.
Every day in sunny Santa Monica, California, seemingly a world away from Washington, D.C., Chris Josephs wakes up, makes himself a cup of coffee, and alongside fellow internet sleuths, sifts through the stock trades members of Congress make.
It all started off as infuriating. How are they allowed to do it when other Americans can't? It's just so outrageous.
And here's the issue. They have knowledge of certain laws and certain things that are going to be passed and certain deals that are going to be made, which is insider information that we're not privileged to have. And they act on that insider information by telling their brokers or whoever controls their stock portfolio. So they can try to say, well, we don't really do the day in and day out stocks ourselves. There's someone else that handles it, but you can easily give them that information, or you can easily say, hey, I want certain amount of money or percentage going to this stock, because they know what deals are happening, what laws are going to be passed. It's just plain and simple. I'm not sure why this is still allowed.
As long as a trade is reported before 45 days, there's no law preventing members of the House or Senate from trading stocks, even if the bills they pass or committees they sit on could influence a company's stock price. Outraged, Chris and his friends created the now infamous Pelosi stock tracker accounts.
The famous Pelosi tracker.
Posting to hundreds of thousands of followers whatever trades the former speaker discloses.
You can't beat them, might as well join them.
Then they launched the app Autopilot, which lets users automatically buy and sell whatever stocks lawmakers do.
The reason why we initially set out with the politicians was because they were killing it.
You're trying to get in on the money.
I'm trying to get in on the money.
In a statement, Pelosi's office told us she does not own any stocks herself and has no prior knowledge or subsequent involvement in any transactions made by her husband, a financier.
Okay, come on, people. You mean to tell me she's not having conversations with her husband, letting him know what to do, what company or what certain things are going to be passed that will benefit his ability to make a, let's just say, an informed decision when it comes to stocks? You know how hard it is to beat the SP 500? She has been beating it by like 500%. And it's because she's in Congress. This is why these people should not be in Congress for more than 8 years. I think it should be the same term a president should have. 8-year term, you got to get out. And then there's going to be certain groups that lobby for certain things to pass or not pass, which influences the stock. And these people, Nancy Pelosi and others, it's on both sides. It's on the Republican side and it's on the Democrat side. It's both parties that are doing it, and it should be stopped. It should be illegal. Now, they say that there's a bill that they're trying to pass to prevent congressmen and women from indulging in stocks while they are in Congress. But yet, no bill has passed yet. I wonder why, people. I wonder why.
Spokesperson added she was fully supportive of an attempt by Congress in 2022 to address members' stock trading, efforts which, despite public pressure, failed. Fast forward to 2023, and a similar slate of bills aimed at stopping members of Congress from trading stocks altogether are seeing the same resistance, despite backing from big names like Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
To think that a person could then purchase individual stock and make bets and trades and
personally benefit from that is, I think, in direct conflict with the public service, the spirit of public service that we're here to do.
Data from online
Look, I disagree with that woman 99.8% of the time. But that 0.02%, that she's right about that. It should not be allowed. That should have been a law long time ago.
accounts tracking members of Congress's trades, like the anonymous
This is
Unusual
crazy.
Whales, finds members of Congress's stock portfolios consistently beat the S&P 500.
It's
Legally,
impossible.
lawmakers can't make trades based on information out of the hands of the general public. And several members of Congress we spoke with who declined to go on camera said their trades are handled by financial advisors and made without their knowledge. Not enough of an explanation for Republican Ken Buck and Democrat Joe Neguse, leading the charge to ban their colleagues from buying and selling stocks.
Because it appears to be unethical, and it is wrong fundamentally, and the American people know it's wrong.
The American people expect members of Congress to be serving the American people and the American public and not their stock portfolios.
It seems like proving it is the hardest thing, proving whether they're trading off of public or non-public information.
Yes, but does it matter? Like, that's the big question. Does it matter?
You're
Should they
saying
be
they shouldn't be
doing
trading
it?
in
They
the
shouldn't
first
be
place.
trading in the first place.
But
No.
even after a series of bipartisan bills introduced in both chambers to ban congressional stock trading, it's still anyone's guess if Congress will voluntarily cut themselves off from a payday.
It has taken longer than we certainly would have liked, but we're going to continue to push forward. More and more members have joined in this effort than perhaps ever before.
There are 4 or 5 bills out there, but none of them are going anywhere right now. They're all stuck in various committees.
All right, welcome to Congress.
He said it himself. Welcome to Congress. What do they do? And let me know in the comments below. Do you guys think it's ethical, or if it's okay for them to do it? We're gonna go to the next source, and we're gonna hear from another congressman who actually has been, from the time I've known him, he's been preaching this from the start. He is not in agreement with congressmen and women being allowed to trade.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Brian. Somebody asked me if I was going to wear my jacket up there, and I said, to quote the immortal words of Henry Winkler when he played the Fonz, I always rumble in this jacket, because that's what we're up against. This is a fist fight, folks. Now, first, I guess I need to thank Chairman Stiles and the committee, the House Administration Committee, for taking this up, because I realize what we're up against. I mean, this is, everybody talks about this place being a dadgum swamp. It's not a swamp. A swamp is something cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives and flourishes around it. This is a sewer. This is created by man, and it needs to stop.
That was pretty good.
We've, for years, Congress has been using hardworking American taxpayers' money to get rich. Dadgum, it's got to stop. America knows what the heck's going on. Everybody wants to knock Pelosi. Heck, she's not even in the top 10. Get on that Unusual Whales site. This is pathetic, folks. We all
Damn.
know what's going on. Congress knows what the
Not even
hell's
in the
going
top
on,
10?
and it needs to stop. This body has been enriching itself on the taxpayers' dime for too dadgum long, and it's got to stop. This place is crooked, and is crooked as a dog's leg. That's an old East Tennessee saying, but it's the truth, and it needs to stop. America knows what's going on. We're in committee meetings. We hear things before y'all do. We can make those connections. When you see a member of this body making 400, 500, 600 trades a year, you know something's wrong.
Jesus
Everybody ought
Christ.
to do like I do.
Damn.
I got my buddy Tom.
I didn't know it was that
Siler
many trades a
invested
year.
in my mutual fund. End up having to cash it out because my daughter's going to school. I'm not a wealthy man, but look, this thing is broken, and it needs to be fixed. And this is the right avenue to do it. And I want to say something. I'm going to get these guys mad at me, but I really don't care, because they can't vote in my district. This thing ain't going to pass. If we're going to pass something in the House, and then guess what? The Senate will either, one, not take it up, or they'll come back in righteous indignation and say, oh, we need to make this stronger, something totally ridiculous, and they'll send it back to us.
And that's the issue. Congressmen and women are supposed to be serving the people. They're not supposed to be in Congress trying to get rich. They go in there making between 150 and 250,000 a year, and when they retire, they're worth multi-million dollars in the tens, deca millionaires. How's that possible? There's no way that should be possible. And he's right. It's a sewer. We're going to go one last source.
What is the answer in your mind to allow lawmakers to invest and have a stake in the U.S. like the rest of us, but not have a danger that they're either unfairly benefiting or possibly even manipulating the market?
Yeah, well, with Nancy Pelosi retiring, I just wonder how the American people are going to know what stocks to pick, right? Because following her investment is probably a good bet over the last few years. But it's actually, joking aside, it's a real problem. And, 5 years ago, I introduced legislation to prevent members of Congress from engaging in trading securities while they're members of Congress. And you made the really
That's
good
crazy.
point. It's not just about
Only
insider
5%
trading,
do not
right?
own stock.
That's a piece of it. But it's really more about whether our decision making in Congress is being impacted by investments that any members of Congress hold. So if you come into Congress and you've got a big position in, say, Google or some large company, and we're having a debate in the Judiciary Committee on antitrust about whether we should break up a company, or maybe you own a defense contractor and you sit on House Armed Services. Are you making really good decisions as you're an appropriator and you're making decisions, or are they personally enriching you? I think we should clear that. That's why the name of the legislation I introduced was the Restore Trust in Congress Act. I don't think members of Congress should be day trading. I think we should prevent it. And look, there's 330 million Americans. If you want to day trade, if you want to be able to actively trade, then don't run for Congress.
And I agree with him. I think this is just long overdue. I think there's ways to prevent this from happening. They got to pass the law. So before you come into Congress, I can understand if you were trading in stocks, but once you become a congressman or woman, you immediately, that's it, your stock is frozen up until the time you leave. Secondly, there should be 8-year terms in Congress. That also prevents these Congress members from being basically exposed to temptation, I would say lightly, because we all know what these members lean towards. They lean towards whoever is paying them the money to either let this legislation go or to try to pass legislation because it fills up their pockets. So those are the two solutions that you can kind of stop this from happening. And then you'll actually get Congress members who actually are serving the people and not their pockets. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and again, thank you for the 500 subscribers. This is awesome. Hit that notification bell. I see you guys next time. Peace.